Okay, we're back on the Ground and Pound show with that Ask Andy Claremont. No, I mean, no.
Ask?
I know, I had something in my throat.
Donkey.
Donkey. That's very good. With Andy Claremont and everyone else that we've got in the house, which if you've been paying any attention, you know by now who it is. And I think we're going to talk a little bit, finish up with the UFC event that's coming up this weekend and get our predictions.
Yeah, but we also want to thank him. We had 2 call-ins tonight, and we really appreciate that.
And
You're always welcome to call, and I'm
use the
put it
number
out on
in
the number,
case they've
but
got a prediction.
remember, somebody wants to say something or yell at us, call in at 866-626-2604. That's 866-626-2604. And you got about 19 minutes left to yell something at us.
Direct your anger at Dan Niederschulte.
Yeah, don't mind me, y'all. I just
Tony
talk.
Wolf and Jeff Harrison. Andy and I are just impartial observers.
Right, we like everybody.
Wait a minute.
Oh, and you know what's important? Everyone likes us.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that's important.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, kid.
He likes me. He likes boys. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
trigger.
No, it's funny. We like to get comments and stuff on the web page and stuff, but it's always interesting when someone has a derogatory comment to say, but then they.
Just remember, I can erase your comment and put my own up.
That's right.
And you can't.
So 1, 2, 3, kid. If you want to call in and talk to us, the number again, Andy.
That's 866-626-2604. I feel like Vanna White when I do that.
Oh, yeah, you gotta get the
Bullshit.
I gotta tell you though, you're gonna need to shave.
Yeah.
You feel like Vanna White.
There's
so long in that
Vanna's
kid.
getting longer than 2.
Yeah, really.
What you got on that hoodie, bro?
Me and Vanna are about the same age.
She's getting longer than 2, but she smokes. She's still Andy as far as.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
It's the evening gown competition.
She always will.
All right, so this.
You made that one.
Oh, no. All right,
What,
this
you been
weekend,
sleeping for an hour over there, Jeff?
Yes,
And all of a sudden he wakes up.
man.
Yeah, that's how it works, man. You gotta know this guy. Mention Vanna White.
Jeff's got an interesting fight coming up on Sudden Impact 9. He's going to fight Bobby Chu out of another Vaggie school, North Broadway Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Brian Gidry.
Yeah, very talented group of guys, the Vaggie school. I mean, all of them. Mike Rogers, Rodrigo Vaggie. I mean, what can you say about that guy? Brian Gidry. Everybody, those guys. I mean, you look at the rankings; those dudes are always up at the top. I mean, you can't say enough good stuff about them. So it's gonna be a good fight.
Oh,
a good show.
And
I know ready to roll.
I know this is an MMA show, but I'm going to give my props out too. We talk about trainers all the time. Freddie Roach, you're a genius.
Absolutely.
A genius, and Manny, you're the man.
Yes.
That's all I want to say.
Absolutely.
Freddie
Roach is unreal. Unreal.
Yeah, it goes back to his trainer, Eddie
Yes.
Futch, and he's a genius, man.
Taught him everything he knows.
When the small good man can beat the big good man.
Yeah. That's the epitome. I mean, that's where it is the height of it.
So,
what it's all about.
he just.
I mean, when I saw Manny murder Ricky Hatton, that changed me.
I knew that was going to happen.
I mean,
really
and I was a dyed-in-the-wool. I mean, I'm still a dyed-in-the-wool Hatton fan. I just like to watch any kind of physical boxers.
He's another Pazienza.
Right. I mean, I like a dog in a fight now and then. You know,
right.
I mean, what can I tell you? In boxing, I got different standards than MMA. But Manny's the man. I mean, it's cheesy, but that's the reality.
Yep, and I tell you what, they've been talking about how MMA is just crushing boxing all the time, but when they do those super fights, the hits that they had on that for pay-per-view, and the live gate of over 9 million, I mean, that's
incredible.
Well, there's space for everything. You know, the boxing purists get mad at MMA fighters and MMA promoters, but
if Manny gets into an MMA fight, 15 million easy.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is, there's space for everything, and eventually we'll cross promote, and there'll be somebody. Kermit Cintron. I mean, Kermit the Frog. They're deciding.
But it'll be over the hill boxers. That
right. I mean, it'll be guys like. I mean, what was his name? Ray
Mercer.
Ray Mercer murdered Tim Sylvia. I mean, killed him in 24 seconds in some bout not too awful long ago. I mean, you'll see it.
I think 13 seconds.
That was straight boxing match, though, right?
I have no idea.
They changed it into some kind of modified MMA.
Right, but I mean, the simple fact is, if you look at Tim Sylvia, I mean, when's that guy going to shoot on you? I mean, and if he does, is he going to do put his head in your collarbone and try to run you over?
Like I said, that was a straight boxing match, right?
Right, I mean, it is. It's Tim Sylvia.
Was he allowed to kick?
Right. I mean, that's the thing. So, but we'll see it there. I mean, the boxing is a great art form that, you know, and I mean, I'm a purebred grappler, but I love to box. I love watching boxing. Got all my guys turned on to it, and you know, we need to drop the aggression between the boxing and the MMA. MMA fans, a lot of these guys that want to disrespect boxing, it's because they say boxing's boring, and then there's a lot of corrupt issues with it. Unfortunately, we'll see that in MMA.
Yeah, we're not far behind.
You know, give it time. I mean, we got this idea that we're all pure, but you know, the fans can think that.
About steroids.
Right, exactly. I mean, we're not pure. We're athletes like everybody else. It's a sport. It's there when there's money involved.
Athletes, speak for yourself.
Right.
Come on, Jim, you're an athlete.
When there's
I
money
saw a
involved,
picture
it's
on
gonna get
you
hairy,
on
you know?
sportfightingnews.com.
An old one. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
who
getting
the hell
ready
was
to
that
retire.
guy next to you, man?
And it was
Did
not
you
a
start
mullet.
this, right?
It looked like a mullet, but it was not a. No, actually, I had mullet. No way.
Yo.
I had my old clothing sponsor, and I know they're still a clothing sponsor, but
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Right. Already in the back.
Nice, thanks guys. They were sponsoring a lot of kickboxing back then. A
Who's
clothing
that,
company.
Billy Ray Cyrus?
No, a clothing company called Atomics, and
Gotcha.
I picked actually
What song did you walk out to?
actually came out to it Fast as a Shark. Fast as a Shark by Accept, bitch. You might be too young to even know that, but early metal, never heard of them. And we'll get it on the playlist. You'll love it. Yeah, this is way back in the dinosaur days. This is before Marcus Queensberry rules. But, yeah, no, it's Atomics was my clothing sponsor, and the only reason I went with the red, white, and blue is because my opponent.
By the way, Atomics used to make shoes, if nobody knows.
Yeah.
They still do.
My
just kidding.
opponent, yeah.
I mean, it's the geriatric ones. That's
Yeah.
my customers.
They used to make sports shoes.
My opponent was the champion at the time, and he used to come out to red, white, and blue, so I made sure they sent me that just to piss him off.
Nice.
It was all about that.
So you've been an ass for a long time.
I've been an ass.
Just kidding now.
So let's go to our predictions here for the. We got about 10 minutes left in the show.
Well,
everybody's fighting this week.
Rogerio, Nogueira, and Luis Kane. I mean, that's one that I can't forgive myself for forgetting. That fight is going to be a sleeper. I mean, that's one a lot of American fans, they don't know nothing about Rogerio. No. That's UFC. That's you know, Rodrigo's little his twin brother. Is fighting
Little
right.
Nog, yeah.
The guy they call Little Nog, the smaller of the two, just because he's the one that chooses to cut.
Right.
He's fighting Luis Kane, who's another fantastic prospect. Rogerio has boxed. He represented Brazil in the Pan Am Games more than once. He was in the Olympic trials. I think he made the team. I know both of the Nogueira brothers have spent a lot of time working with the Cuban boxing team, one of the best in the world, you know, amateur programs. Kane is just a beast. So, I mean, there's nothing really else you can say about that. Anytime you put two Brazilians in the ring or in a cage, I mean, it's going to get interesting real quick. The round game is not going to happen.
Little side note, if we've got time after our predictions, I read an article online that GSP wants to wrestle for Canada.
Yes.
Olympics.
Well, he has trained with the Canadian Olympic team for many years now, since like 02, 03. I mean, he's been working with the Canadian Olympic team. And Dana's behind it.
Okay, but my question is, does he want to compete to be that? For that position?
Yeah.
Somebody out?
Oh, no, that's what it is. He's been extended an invitation in the past.
Yeah,
and they offered him
right as other wrestlers that are pure wrestlers.
Right as it will, but besides that, right before the fight with the second fight with Hughes, when somebody got injured, I forget when Matt Serra I think got hurt, and they had to bring GSP in to fight him, something like that. GSP had the choice right then to chase the Olympic aspirations or go fight Matt Hughes, and he couldn't pass up the Hughes fight. And he didn't have time to talk to Dana. Well, everybody's talking about...
And one gives you a paycheck.
Right. Well, Dana has now given his blessing because so many people have talked to him from the Canadian Olympic Committee that he's cool with it. He says it's a great idea. It's another way for him to market to UFC to a more worldwide audience. I mean, you're going to see that, and that's going to hold up the welterweight picture, too.
He's got a couple, that'll give him depth, they're saying, but there's 2 or 3 guys ahead of him in the pure wrestling part of it that he would have to beat in order to represent.
Right, well, but that's the thing. We're going to have to see, because when guys on your own team start to wonder, I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, I'm you know, speaking as a guy who spent a lot of time on a wrestling team, when your own teammates look at the team, those guys